everyone, and welcome to another stream. This is your friendly neighborhood streamer Yentra, and we on Magda, ready to go and ready for the final session here on Magda. And it is going to be a tight one. Let's just bring up the scorecard real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on intro because I have positioned the ship in a time-saving manner. I've got the nice Nomad here, which we've used for all of these sessions, and I've got it loaded up with our Grey Cat Rock, ready to go. And the sun is at our back right now. We're high in the sun, and we are even pointed west. So as soon as we can get through this intro, we're going to beat the sun and get this rolling and try to get it going on some good timing, so we are not fighting against the sun. So let's take a look at that scorecard. I've added a couple of more details to it. It's for all intents and purposes, it is a tie in terms of number of sessions. The number of runs, 14. The number of minutes, just 1 minute less for Magda. But looking at about 4 hours even right now for both moons. So that's good. 3,509. 3,559. 700 credits for Magda, and 4,004. 525 credits for Daymar. Daymar still winning here by the what is the profit per minute, but just barely. So really, we're looking at a full-on what looks like a full-on tie in most parts, but we're just looking at 44,000, just about 45,000 difference there between the total profit. So that is not a whole heck of a lot. So that is really a small, very, 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 very small margin here of profit between or winning here between Daymar and Magda. So it's still up for grabs, although I would say Daymar has never lost since it has been running, since we've been running this. So it has been 100% Daymar. As soon as, from the very first session, we did Magda first, and then we did Daymar after that. And it just continued to be Daymar, always winning. Now, what is trending is that Magda's catching up. So this is Magda's last chance, because at some point we got to call it. And so that is the goal for today, and get to mining. So as always, we'll start the clock right now. We'll take off. We'll fly an appropriate amount of distance away.
Landing gear retracted.
Like we always do. And you know my method for that. I kind of bring up the boxes and do a couple of pings as we're flying out of here. And we're going to wait for all the boxes to sort of disappear. Get about 12,000 meters away. And we are heading due west. So we'll go ahead and let these boxes go away. And we'll call that the first new box, and we'll start mining. This is pretty exciting. I'm kind of really excited to find out what happens today. A lot is riding on Magda right now. A lot. It has to have a brilliant session. And if you had asked me that it was going to be close, I would have told you, no way, when we first started this. No way. And then if you would have told me that Magda wouldn't have put up some really good numbers and just blow away Daymar, I would have also said, no way, because I'm so used to finding clusters on Magda. I'm so used to, I don't know what's going on here. Is that our rock? That must be, let's just check this out. In fact, I was just chatting with somebody before I popped on the stream, and I was kind of telling them what I was doing. They were asking about the stream and about the content. And I'm like, this is kind of what we're doing. And he says he always finds clusters on Magda. And I'm like, boy, now, of course, this could be Magda winning right here. Just not winning, but just definitely keeping in the game. So I'm kind of excited to see now. Of course, it has to be Hadanite. And if it's not, we're not going to mine it. It is Dolvine. So that is not what Magda needs. And of course, we see Dolvine all the time. But we're not mining Dolvine. We're mining Hadanite. Now there seems to be another opportunity perhaps over here. So we're going to give this a chance and see if this is a rock. I think it might be a rock. Nice flat ground there, though. Actually, this could be a gem. Yep. Just 3, but that's going to be mined if it's Hadanite. I like the flat ground here. That'll speed things up. It's the right mass. It is Dolvine, so it's no good. So in my conversation, I just realized, it is... I was agreeing with him. I'm like, I feel the same way. That's kind of how I feel it goes when I go to Magda. That's just a 1. So, and it's also just a rock. So we're going north. We definitely don't want to go north. We want to go west. While we're checking these out. Now that's going to be a rock. And that's why I love, that's why this whole idea of keeping track, like by the numbers do not lie. And what they have been revealing to me, that's also a rock, but there is this one over here. That looks like, I think it's 2. Just waiting on bated breath. And that's Dolvine. Okay. So we got to find our west direction and keep going. Yeah, I'm really excited to find out what ends up happening here. And why I'm, so excited is because I'm kind of proving myself wrong. And, you may be familiar with the term confirmation bias. And if you're not, let me just give you a little definition of that. The basis of this is that we have a tendency, we as in you, me, all humans, we kind of have a tendency to form a rough opinion, and then we use any evidence that we can find to support that opinion because it feels right, and we dismiss any information that might disprove that opinion, and we pay weight to what confirms our bias. So there's the term confirmation bias. And I feel we all do that, and I know I do that. But the thing is, you don't know you're doing it while you're doing it, right? It's happening in the background. You're not focusing on the truth. You're focusing on what the perception of the truth is, as is to you. So that's right? Again, that would have been a great thing to mine if we weren't in this challenge. I would have happily mined that. That's north. And so it's this confirmation bias that we have to be very careful of. And in particular, things like this, where, again, the person I was talking to was adamant. They're like, listen, I mine all the time. And Magda is like 100 times better. So if you're seeing something different than something, you must be doing something wrong. And I was like, well, hey, I was totally, in fact, Magda is kind of my favorite place to mine. And I 100% love coming to Magda. And, it was difficult to prove him wrong. He was right in his own mind. I'm like, well, listen, the numbers don't add up. Right now, it's looking very, very, very close. And by no means is Magda winning. By all accounts, it is not winning. It is falling behind on the average, even the total amount that you make. Even just, and this is kind of a 1-for-1. Comparison right now. We are tied in all the ways that you want to be tied. The number of runs, the number of sessions, the number of minutes, where there's only a 1 minute discrepancy. And that's me not getting to the timer fast enough to turn it off. That's me, dinking around just a hair, a fraction of a time on one moon versus the other. That, by all intents and purposes, is the same number. In my, obviously 1 minute off. Okay, so we got a 2 here. This is where paying attention to which direction you go really matters, because I like to spin around here, get a better angle, and I don't want to lose my heading. If I pull my nose up and start flying away from this right now, I'm going to be going in the wrong direction because I'm heading more north than I want to, if I'm heading west. Okay, so this is Hadanite. It took us 10 minutes. It's just 2. There's another one, I think, next door to us, but we're going to go ahead and land and mine. This is a really rocky place to be. That looks pretty good to me. Let's get up and mine, huh? It's not that much to mine, but again, Magda, we haven't been seeing clusters on Magda. I think in total, we've seen 1 or 2. No more than 2 in my from my recollection, as I've gone through and rewatched the streams to make sure that my numbers are correct. I've gone through just to, kind of catch, in addition to rewatching, just to review what I'm talking about and am I making any sense.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Okay, we're not going to waste any time with Whoa, with a little discussion or anything, you know the drill here. If you've watched any of the streams, I like to focus, so I'm going to put on some background music and I'm going to crack this rock.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
Yeah, okay. Sorry for the abrupt music stop, but we are in the middle of a mining marathon here, and we want to get this thing rolling. So I'm just making sure I've got all my bells and whistles turned off, so we're not getting disrupted here. And yeah, let's go back and load up the rock. That's got to be my fastest of all time, right? Okay, we're in the ship. And we are ready to start scouting. Now, we had one that was kind of close by, so I'm going to go check that out.
Systems enabled.
Can't remember which direction it was.
Retracted.
There it was, right there. I think that's just one. Nope, that's two. Maybe three. Yep, that's three. don't think that's Hadanite. Yeah, it's still a vine. I actually got kind of a good visual look at that. That's southwest, so this should be west. And this is going to be good. We can stay ahead of the sun. Magda's got a good shot. Take a peek at that one. That looks awfully like a rock. I think I saw the rock even. Yep. So that's going to be a rock. That's also a rock. Let's check that one out as well. Leave no stone unturned. That looks like just a single. Okay, hang on 1 second. I'm going to stop the clock and stop my search real quick because I've got a small little technical issue. Not enough to break away here, but Stream Elements is acting very poorly, and I don't want to crash while I'm trying to resolve this issue. So just give me 1 second here. Just bear with me. I want to make sure that the stream is not affected here. And in order for me to do that, yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. Okay. Okay, thank you very much for that. I appreciate your patience. The clock is back on. And we can now focus on finding some more Hadanite for Magda. Okay, a couple of boxes here. Let's check this one out first, and then we'll head over to the left. That looks like a rock to me. And this might just be a case of rocks nearby as I paused. But we want to be sure. That just looks like a single. We're going to blow past this a little bit. Yeah, Magda has to have a really good showing here. With just 40,000 difference, like I think it's 40, 44 or something like that. in terms of credits. I think obviously Magda's going to pull ahead here. But the question is, will it pull ahead enough? And in order for that to happen, we got to find a cluster. I mean, we can't ones and twos our way to victory here, Magda, and I hope we see that. Now, these both look like rocks to me. That's a cluster, and that's a rock. You can even see it underneath the box icon there, so we're not going to waste our time with that. We're going to continue to head west. Yeah, confirmation bias is a very real thing. And it is very much something we do without knowing we do it. And I think just if you're aware of that, you know, that's what provokes change. Again, another cluster there. I think that's a rock over there.
Fuel 75%.
Okay, we're at 21 minutes. And our hydrogen fuel just hit 75%. Yeah, I'm not going to check that one. That one was checked. Or not worth it. I'm going to go back. Try to stay in our westward direction because I think we're getting a little bit of a loop here where I'm catching some boxes twice. Now this one over here is definitely new. It looks like a rock underneath there. It definitely is. Really whipping around here. I apologize if you're... That looks like a rock as well. We're going to head west and let's get a little speed going here. Let's get a little bit further out. I'm going to ignore that 2000 because I'm very sure that's the one I just keep dipping over to. Another thing you can do is you see it's maintaining at 7,000 unless that was another box. So as you're flying away, if you want to check to see if you've left a gem behind, like that one on the left, it's well past the range of a gemstone. So that's kind of another trick you can do is you can just start flying away. Now this is a 5,000 and there's a 4,000 right here. We're going to check that 4,000 for sure. That looks like a rock. Both of those are rocks. There was a 4,000 right here. And so we're going to run and check that one. And again, I kind of see, looks like there's... Oh, actually, it's going to be right over this ridge. So that could be good news for us. Yeah, it looks like a rock underneath there, and it is. Now, when I get sub 1,000, that's going to be a gem, gemstone. Now, this is a good cluster. This would be, this is kind of what we need to see on Magda today. We need to see at least one of these, maybe two, if it's going to have any chance. But that is Dolvine. So far, every cluster we've seen of any kind of significance has been Dolvine. Or Aphorite. So again, we can say that we've seen clusters, but the numbers don't lie, right? Like I might weigh that memory that I had of finding that one cluster here, and I'm going to, ignore the other clusters that were of a much smaller size, the two. Oops, where's west? That's southwest. Okay, we're... That looks like a rock. It is. Of course, every time you look away from your screen or you do anything, you know, those boxes can fool you. But we can look it over there at the... There's one that just popped up. And it's already under 1,000, so that definitely should be gemstones. It's just one. That is just one, right? Yeah, that is just one gem. We are not looking for just one gem. We're ignoring those singles. Now, a lot of people will tell me, you know, why not mine the singles? And, you know, that's Hadanite that you're leaving behind, probably. But here's my thinking, and you are more than welcome to disagree with me, and, you know, please share your thoughts. You know, I want to keep an open mind here, but here's my thinking as to why I'm ignoring the singles. The reason why is because there is a chance, a non-0% chance that is not Hadanite. That added to the fact that it takes time to land, get out, and mine that one gemstone. That's not going to come freely. So the return, the time investment that it takes to get there, to land, this is going to be a rock. What it means, actually, this is a gemstone. What it means is that it's cutting off my time, my search time. It's going to eat into my search time if I have all those additional singles to scan and to do what I'm doing right now, which is getting real close and, you know, where I can do a visual, or what I've been really doing is scanning everything. And that's Hadanite. Okay, so, you know, it's 2. So by making a rule that it has to be 2 or more, it just gives us some consistency across the competition. That's all. And of course, if we start continuing to do this, this is going to be the last time that we're doing this for the competition for Magda. But of course, I'm not going to be done. I'm going to be mining on Magda, and I'm going to be adding more stats. And as I do that, I'm going to try to follow the same guidelines. So that's kind of why I wanted it to be how I typically mine, so that way I could keep up the routine, and the numbers would be aligned. Now that is a bad landing job. And I'm going to fix it, because without fixing that, it's going to eat into our time. We found that patch in about right around 13 minutes. And all these little things that happen, you know, as I'm doing this, and, you know, kind of having to re-land, and, you know, because we're, you know, if you're saying we're counting by time and you're doing things that are not mining right now. Well, my take on that is this is mining. This is part of the mining process. You can't just ignore how long it takes for you to land your ship. And you can't ignore the fact that in some cases you're going to run into spots where you can't, you know, get to level ground. And yeah, this, I will say the Nomad, it's deceptive, I got to turn the engines back on, and I got to find a good spot here. There we go. I'll take that one. It looks like it's going to be a little rocky, but that's more than fine.
Engine systems enabled. Engine systems disabled.
Okay. So all these minutes add up, but they're going to add up regardless of, which moon I'm on. So I see those as kind of a wash. And, you may think about that differently, and maybe I'm not doing this fairly. I think I am. I think I've been fairly consistent. And, if I were to be biased, I honestly, going into this, I think I would have been doing things to favor Magda, because I almost didn't do this because I thought to myself,
Systems activating.
I felt so confident
Systems on.
that I knew the answer to the question that I was proposing to everybody. And I was so confident that I knew the answer that I almost didn't do this series. Okay, now if this is up here, great. Okay, this is going to be fun. I think it's going to be okay. I think everything's going to sort of fall down in front of me and head to the right. But we'll find out. Let's break some rocks. See ya on the flippity flip.
Extraction mode on.
That one went pretty well. Pretty well. We're not seeing big... Ooh. That was not what I wanted to do, to do at all. Okay. Let's focus here. Sorry about that. Yeah. So we're not seeing the big numbers. This is the second batch. Both of them were small. And that's not what we want. We want to see some big numbers there, right? So let's get in the ship and keep on trucking. Yeah, because we are kind of, you know, time-wise, I would say we're close to our halfway mark right about now. You know, and that makes me a little nervous. Get the pilot seat. And we are ready to go.
Engine system.
That's north. We are looking to go west. Oops, I went too far. Right over that one, so I think that's going to be a rock. Nope, that's a double. Now that would be great. You know, it's 2, it's Hadanite, but we can make short work of that. And that would be great. That's still a vine. So kind of wasted our time there. Yeah, it's definitely a rock. I saw that one peak. Yeah, that's a rock as well. Now, in some cases, I will actually, you know, again, is that, did I miss that? We're right here. We're going to check it. See, that's 800. That looks like a single anyway, but that was a gemstone. just a little bit. I'm going to narrow my focus to 90 degrees. So I'm getting a lot of, you know, we're kind of going through a patch of mineable rocks or regular rocks. And you see that's also not what we want. And we'll just double check this one over here. I think that one was a larger rock. Yeah. Kind of chucking along here because I want to give this the best chance that we can. I think we've been doing about 3 runs, and somewhere around 3 to 5 runs is what we've been, you know, able to do in an hour. So I at least want to match that. We've had two clusters. Okay, a couple over here that I... Yeah, here we go. Start here and then we'll head left and catch those other ones. I think that looks like a rock to me. Actually, no, it's going to be a gemstone. And it's only 2, so, you know, Magda, probably best to give me something that's not Hadanite here, because you don't want me stopping and mining the bare minimum. It's Hadanite. I mean, I'm disappointed that it's Hadanite, actually, you know, because we need more than 2s here. Let's see if I can find a place to land. I think we'll do straight up here. Yeah, let's just give this a go right here.
Landing gear engaged.
Sometimes you just have to land, you know. It doesn't look like this is ideal by any means. In fact, it really isn't. My land, I seem to be suspended, so let's turn the engine off. I meant to turn the engine off, and this sometimes happens for me. So we found that one in a little over 6 minutes it took to find us these 2. And you can see it's not the most ideal of terrain. And the ship is really getting hit here hard. And you know, I really thought that I might bring in some kind of... I was trying to think of some way to measure you know, weather. But there really just isn't a number, right? Unless I do like wind speed or something like that, and that's not really gonna work out. Kind of another twofer, and it's not on a great spot, so let's not waste any time. Get to breaking. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. My rock was getting pushed around a little bit there. I think I better turn around. This is going to be a little bit of a hike if I remember. We got really lucky today with the sun, I think. You know, it just really has been a in our favor. We've kept ahead of it for the most part. I can see that we're getting close. We can back it up from here, I think. I don't know if I've ever spoken about the skills of driving a land vehicle, and the key here is just move the wheels before you move the vehicle, and you should be good. It is a bit of a trick to practice and to get good at it. You know, practice makes perfect. Get in the pilot seat. And we will set our... You know what? I'm going to do this real quick. It's kind of one of the nice things about these animation locks is that, you know, when you're jiggling around like that, you can just quickly count on getting put into your vehicle no matter where you happen to be. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. The rock was moving on me, and I'm not sure if that was the wind or, you know, sometimes the rock gets rattled when things happen.
Engine systems enabled.
There's our sun.
Landing gear retracted.
And it has caught up to us, and it's, you know, I think west is right here. We had a couple of other small things back there. When we landed, there was a couple close clusters. That looks like a single. There's one back over here I want to check because as I was flying in, it doesn't look like we see anything. Okay. All right, we'll head out. Now we're in the mountains. Not my ideal situation, but given the time frame, we don't have much time to do a relocation. So we're just going to have to make do. That's that, but there's also a 2,000 over here. Distance, looks like a single. There's 4,000. We'll just cruise on by that one. That's also a rock. So let's head west. So yeah, now I have kind of a decision looming right now, which is, do we press on in the mountains? We're still in sun. We haven't had to do a big jump yet. But Magda needs some loving here. Oh, just a single. Yeah, normally I wouldn't be flying so aggressively and jumping through, but I'm trying to get as many of these sessions as I can. I've only got 3 runs. I keep saying sessions. I mean runs. And
Tracking fuel 50%.
we're at 50% fuel. There's one right here. Come on. Give us something good. You know, if you're just trying to mine and you're like, I'm going to mine no matter what, no matter how long it takes, that's great. But we're trying to get the numbers. And I want to make sure that even though we're not mining in the most ideal location right now, which is in these hills, we want to, you know, whatever, okay, that's Dolvine. Whatever Magda's giving us, that's what we want, right? Whatever that may be. If it's good, bad, whatever. And I would love to be on flat ground. It looks like there's some flat ground over there. Maybe not. Let's do a little course correction. We'll head back south, or west rather. Yeah, this looks a lot better. Okay, I'm happy to go over here and check these out. That looks like a rock cluster. But let's check this one out because this is just perfect land for us to mine in. You can see it's starting to get dark for us, so it's okay. There's just a twofer. Oops, that was that was a first. That was a first for me to actually crash. But you see, I couldn't see the ground, and I thought I had a little bit more space. Thanks, Nomad, for being a champ on that one. Oh, come on, it's Dolvine. Yeah, see, I've got to jump at this point. I've just gotta. My tolerance for crashing is pretty minimal. I'd hate for this to, you know, I'd hate for a crash to affect anything, and so far it has not. You know, my ignorance really shouldn't be a factor, or my negligence. I'm not ignorant. But my negligence should not be too much of a factor. So we'll just cruise up here and we'll give it another jump if we can. Try to get into the sun. We're just getting up on that hour, so that means we might be having just enough time. Oh yeah, see how yeah, that's fine. I mean, how long am I going to black out? So our options to get to the sun are there. There's not much over there. OM1 is obstructed right now. That's not going to be enough. I'm not far enough away to hit any of these OMs right now. But I'm going to take this, and then we're going to head towards the sun once we get down here. This will give us a good jump.
Quantum travel engaged.
Oh, I'm still excited, but boy, am I feeling bad right now for Magda. Ugh, I don't feel like it's going to win. I feel like it's going to... I have not seen a cluster, you know. I have not seen a cluster. And without that cluster, man, it's just not going to work. Now there's some nice flat ground over here to our left.
Quantum travel complete.
And that may not be the best direction from a sun standpoint, but I'm going to take it. We're going to head south. And you know what? I'm gonna play any card I can play right now, including mining. Now that looks like a rock. It is. This is not safe, what I'm doing. But I am doing it anyway. Try not to hit the ground this time. I mean, we need this to be Hadanite. And it is. Great. So we are going to risk it. And this is not what I would normally do. Yeah, probably need to move that just a little bit over. Or forward and see if I can get a good landing there. Nope, I can't. What's above me? Is there anything just straight up? Yeah, right here. I'll take anything because I don't want to spend a lot of time. Boy, just make it close. Look at that landing job. That's awesome. Okay, yeah, let's really hope that we don't get attacked here, because this is a risk that we're taking. But you know what? It's also a pretty good cluster, and we need a cluster. Oh no! The wind just pushed me just as I clicked. Get in there. Get in there, please. Okay. All right.
Systems activating. Systems on.
All right. We're going to break this cluster as quickly as we can. And if we can do it, you know, this might be it. But I'm hoping I can do one more. That would put us at how many runs would that be? 5? Okay. Enough chitty chatter. Okay, I think this is looking good. Let's drive backwards here as we head into the sun here. It was worth doing that cluster. That was a big cluster for Magda. That's kind of what Magda needed. But we are at 1 hour, 12 minutes. And this is typically a stopping point for us to end a session. So to be fair, though I think it kind of puts the nail in the coffin for Magda, I think we're going to have to call it at this point. And let this be Magda's final numbers in this contest. So I will do my best to get in the ship without getting completely impaled. And we will stop the clock. Yeah, we're just at 1 hour 13 minutes. Now we've gone as far as 1 hour 18 minutes. And Magda is 1 minute behind Daymar. But we're not going to go... I'm going to do my best to sync these up. We did not go very far. So I'm 6. I was going to say we didn't go very far from the mining station. I thought it was, oops, it was right up here. Yeah. That's where we're going to sell. And we did take a big risk by mining so close. You see, anyone coming into this mining station probably had a good chance of seeing me out there as they approached the station. And normally wouldn't do that, but I didn't. You know, we're not gonna completely do risk-free mining. That's not going to be some gems down. I'm just curious if those are gems, but they're not. Okay. Yeah, let's take this one here. So with 1 hour 13 minutes, that's, I mean, pretty much on par with about every session that we've done so far. So I feel pretty good that from a time standpoint, you know, we didn't cheat. We didn't go too far by allowing one moon to have many more minutes. I'm just going to check here. There's where we want to sell. And before I do, we've already taken enough risks today. Let's close this ladder up. Really didn't pay attention to see if somebody was, you know, hanging out here when we approached, but I think we're alone. So we did 4 runs. 73 minutes. And we're going to enter this in and kind of give you some live stats here. as we see how much we made. Ooh, 98,000. That, I don't think that's going to cut it. I really don't. So we did 73 minutes. Let me just go ahead and enter this information in. So we mined Hadanite. And we had a total of, what'd I say, 4 runs? Yep, 4 runs. And we did it for, what'd I say, 73 minutes? Yep, 73 minutes. And we made 98,175. And let's see, the location is going to be Magda. Making sure that I'm just double checking my numbers. I'm going to go ahead and sell. And we'll pull up the sort of the stats that we had, and I'll kind of update them here for you. Not live. I'm not going to give you, but we'll see here. Let's get the live stats here. Okay, just wanted to pull those up. So now everything's been calculated for Magda. These will be Magda's final numbers. We did 5 sessions, a total of 18 runs. We spent 312 minutes on Magda, and we made a total of 457,875. And unfortunately, that still means our profit per minute is 1,468. It actually dropped in this particular run. So Daymar will win this competition, and now the only question is by how much. So I'm going to mine on Daymar, and we'll do the one kind of run on Daymar. And Daymar really only needs to make 53, around 52,000 to be even the most, to basically win across the entire board. So with that, I'm going to, we're going to go ahead and call this stream session done. And we are very close to wrapping up this initial championship anyway. And as I said, I'm going to continue to rock mine, and I'm going to, I'll do a series where we're just doing some rock mining around. And we'll also do, some different moons, and we'll put those numbers up against these numbers when we finalize these ones as well. And so we'll do 4 sessions 5 sessions. I apologize. 5 sessions on Ariel and Aberdeen next. I've got that all queued up and started doing some prep work for those streams. And we'll just keep doing those. I want to leave Magda and Daymar kind of where their numbers are until we get the other numbers. But we can capture the numbers right now after we're done with this series, and we'll have the official final numbers for Magda and final numbers for Daymar. We already have the final numbers for Magda, but I'll put those into the scorecard, and we'll leave those captured, and we will definitely be looking at where the best place to mine Hadanite is across all the 5 moons that are right now available for us to mine, the more popular ones. We haven't talked about Walla quite yet, but we will be mining there as well. So that's the plan. I want to get them all to these stats roughly: number of sessions, number of runs, minutes mined, and total dollar amount made, or alpha UEC, sorry, made, and then the profit per minute, which is just going to be that ongoing stat that tells us where the best place to mine is by time, which is, I think, what everybody's concerned about or interested in. So with that, this has been Yentra. I am Yentra. I'm really happy to have you here on the stream. Thank you for watching the very end. I really appreciate it. Got to do a little plug for the Discord server that I run called the Know Nothings. Please check that out. The link is in the description below. And hey, while you're looking down, how about giving me a thumbs up and maybe a subscribe would be in order as well. And don't forget to click that notification button so that you can know when I stream, which is roughly Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around 3 p.m. Pacific time. And I usually mine or do box missions and random things as well. So check those out. But if I'm doing sort of a series, that'll be when I tend to go to the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday schedule, because I also do stream on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays. And so you might check me out at some of those. Those are a little more, as my schedule allows. So there's not really a set time for those days. So I may mine or not mine during those days as well. Again, check out the description. There's some links there, some important information. If you're new to Star Citizen and you'd like to join, be sure to use my referral code. It's in the description as well. That'll get you an extra 5,000 space bucks. And you can also check out some information about the Nomad, which is the ship that I'm flying, and the Rock, which is the vehicle I'm driving. And also just a little bit about the summary of how we did this. Now, I'm going to probably do a summary video at some point, which will be just a posted video, which summarizes my thoughts about mining as I have. We are looking at a very good set of numbers, I think. I think we gave each moon its shot at taking the championship, and we're going to continue this series. So thank you. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Oh, we wildin', we drinking cherry wine and we dancing on an island. We going back the finest. Yeah, young Mr. Killer and call me señorita. Ay, papi, got me dreaming. My legs up on the ceiling. Oh, yeah. I know when he come, he ain't never gonna leave. No. Hit it one, two, won't ever be enough. Mix until I know, bitch, I ain't the one. He don't want love. He just wanna fuck. Ow, little vacation, drink it till we naked, talking with our tongues. We just having fun.